Many people do not know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to speak my own truth. It all started on the 8th of December, 2023. Then we all moved to his house in Uyo. He held my hand and said he wanted to show me around his house. My husband was walking behind us, just three of us. And then I noticed that he hastened his pace while still holding my hand. And then he got to this particular sitting room and he said, "Do you like my house?" I said, "Of course, sir." He said, "Now that you're a senator, I'm going to create time for us to come spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it."
It's withdrawing my security. If I'm going grocery shopping, if I'm taking my kids on a walk, because I have a 2-year-old, will I be killed? Will I be attacked? I have this just run through my head immediately.
And from then, I opened up to my husband, which was very difficult to do because the Senate President was good friends with my husband at that time. But I had to manage a whole lot of this for one whole year. So I opened up to my husband and said, "Listen, this is what I have been going through. I have been going through sexual harassment, and it has impacted negatively on my ability to work as a duly elected senator." You know, there were videos that popped up whereby the same Senate President in the 8th Assembly years back, he also had a brawl in the chambers because his seat was moved when he was not duly notified. And his countenance, there was actually much more. In the Nigerian Senate, we have had senators gone physical on themselves, shouted, insulted, cursed, and even threw items at themselves. They were not suspended. So why me? I was suspended because of that petition, not because of any gross misconduct. Over the past 1 year, in the hands of the Senate President, and this sexual harassment, because I refused to yield to his demands, turned into malice, whereby my rights and privileges as a senator were being deprived. I found the courage to speak up. Yes, the breaking point was that moving me from that seat. Silently, I have had to endure a whole lot.
Was it wrong for you to broadcast this on television, do you think, to make the allegations that way?
Which other way was I going to make it that would have made my voice heard?
So, in the last 1 week or so, Senator Natasha has granted at least 3 to 5 television interviews to news outlets across the world, insisting she was sexually harassed by Senator Akpabio. The only thing she hasn't done is to take the matter to court. And why she hasn't done that, I leave that to your own imagination and judgment. Interestingly, when issues of sexual harassment come up in the countries and organizations that she's granted these interviews, they go to court. Hardly will you find women who accuse men of sexual harassment grant interviews in these crimes, especially when the allegations are still fresh. Now, something worth pondering on happened during this particular interview. Watch.
Did the Senate President ever make any sort of advances towards you in the chamber or in the Senate?
Yes, in front of senators. He's done that. There was a time I forgot to wear my ring. I rushed to work, forgetting to wear my ring. And there were about 5 senators there, and he was, "Oh, Natasha, you're not wearing your ring. Is this an invitation to treat?" And then there was another time he made a statement like, "Natasha, your husband is really enjoying. It looks like you'll be able to make good movements with your waist."
So the Senate President said this.
He says that, yeah, he makes such sexy statement, and they all laugh.
When the Senate President allegedly made this comment to you, there were other senators present.
Yeah, they said, "In the Senate, we're all men. She should be used to this."
How did the other senators respond to that?
Just laugh.
First, it was an allegation of sexual harassment in front of her own husband in Akpabio's family home. And now we are learning it also happened in front of senators. My dear, these kinds of men that are capable of doing all this, I don't know if they even exist. And if you say they do, then use the same energy you have been using to move from one media outlet to the other to provide us with proof. Honestly, the more I watch and listen to her, the more I'm convinced that Senator Akpabio was either toasting her, as we like to say in Nigeria, or at best, sizing her up to see if she's ready to play ball. And that is if we are to believe her story.
Pardon me, Mr. President. I was actually engrossed in a discussion that concerns the Senate with my brother, distinguished Senator Akpabio.
Distinguished colleagues, she's hereby pardoned that she was engrossed in a discussion with Senator Akpabio, and so she was no longer with the Senate.
Again, I'm not justifying Senator Akpabio's alleged behavior, but I'm not just convinced that Senator Natasha is telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now, while all these media rounds is well within her rights, the question is, what exactly is the end game for her? What does she hope to achieve with this media campaign? Is Senator Natasha really interested in getting justice for what Senator Akpabio allegedly did to her? Or she just wants to dent his image? I mean, how does moving from one media house to the other, shedding crocodile tears, get you justice?
What kind of impact has all of this had on you?
People don't understand what it means to carry this. Maybe we don't talk about it enough in Nigeria, maybe in Africa. I just wanted a place where I would just work.
The world can be something else.
I thought the worst was over.
And for 6 months, I'm not to introduce myself or present myself as a senator locally in Nigeria or internationally. That means I'm here illegally, but I had no other place to go but to come here and speak to you women. Continue, because this is a bigger picture.
And she's supposed to be a lawyer. What kind of lawyer does this? What kind of lawyer would prefer a media trial to a courtroom trial? I'll tell you, a lawyer by name only and a lawyer who has no proof to prosecute her case.
Pardon me, Mr. President. I was actually engrossed in a discussion that concerns the Senate with my brother, distinguished Senator Akpabio.